Okay, welcome to the PAC's latest video interview. I'm Tristan, here with Lawrence and Nick, my co-hosts, and welcome to the show Jon Crabb, who's a good friend of ours from ages back at the Cricketers, who's been in the open mic scene for a very long time.
Welcome,
yeah.
Yeah.
How's everything been going? Your music and stuff.
Well, it's just playing up normal, really. But it's been giving me more. But this lockdown has been giving me more time to be more creative and more, just more creative, really. It's helped me try out some new ideas, new things, and it's just been pretty much the same. Yeah.
Have you considered writing a song about coronavirus?
Well, I don't think I never really got round to it, actually. But I did think I might have mentioned maybe one or two in one or two songs, really. Like either it just be one line, or if it just be just the title. One of them has been released recently. That's called "Young Lost Rebel," which was only last month, and
Brilliant song. I loved it.
Yeah, it was kind of like a brief. You could argue that it was kind of like a brief mention of coronavirus when I used the line, "The Lord defies our actions like resisting sickness." You know, so it's kind of like
It's
trying to
that's
like
cool.
go out and socialise, but the health authorities are saying no, you can't, and you just got to obey. You have to obey what's at stake here. You have to, just for your own safety and for everyone else's, you just have to go along with it.
So was the song inspired by the virus, or was it more general?
Kind of more general, really.
Nice one.
I just kind of, the coronavirus subject was kind of more like just a tiny element of some sort, an element for a mixture.
So what kind of things inspire you to write, mate?
What kind of things? Well, just pretty much. Pretty much. I'd say it might either be just a one line that I randomly hear from a person from hanging out. Like if I think, hey, that's a good name for a song title, or basically highlighted events, anything exciting, anything that's traumatizing, just events, really. That kind of helps, and also people as well. People, for whichever people I meet, whether I realise they have good character, or they're just either a complete nuisance. And it's just fun to write. It's just fun to write.
I would say your music is kind of like a cross between punk and rockabilly.
Which one?
I'd say your music cross between punk rock and rockabilly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Agreed.
I've been experimenting a bit with both punk and rockabilly. You put them together, you form psychobilly. But it's just kind of, I go to punk, then I go to rockabilly, or I go back to punk and then to rockabilly. It's kind of a weird, kind of a sort of pattern. But I am learning to fuse the two together a bit, which I will do probably, hopefully, for future songs.
So what sort of artists have inspired you or influenced you in your songwriting?
Clash, because I can't think of any other bands, because they were the band that mattered. They've been inspirational to me. Most of their songs are still timeless to this day. And I always look at the frontman Joe Strummer as a role model, and him, the band, and their songs have inspired me. They've always given me the courage to never give up on what I want to do, and that's do music.
That's excellent. I loved your cover of Washington Bullets that you did at the Grey Horse.
Yeah, very underrated song of theirs. It is. Yeah, Washington.
Yeah. Not many people probably know it, but yeah, it's excellent.
How are you finding that guitar then?
Which one?
The one, the Peachy Soldier.
Oh yeah. Charlene, I call her. She works really well. Although when Peach gave it to me, the action of the strings was a bit too high in some ways. So I took it to a guitar expert, a blues guitarist who's a regular customer at work, and he lowered the action for me for my guitar, and it was just perfect. Like I was able to move my fingers up above the frets, and keep a tight firm fixture on chord progressions, chord changes, bar chord changes. Yeah, she's really doing she's a really excellent.
It's you, because you look the part with it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Can we see the guitar?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll just go and get it quickly.
It's a beaut.
It's still in its case at the moment. So because I was going to play it yesterday, which I know the event was a bit of a which I know was a bit of a mess to organise, but eventually we might pick up in maybe future days. Anyways, this is her.
Oh, it's beautiful.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Can you pull it back a bit so we can see the whole thing? Oh, nice.
Oh yes, beauty, absolute beauty.
Brilliant stuff. So, Johnny, how old were you when you first picked up a guitar?
I was only 15 years old. Christmas 2007. Learned my first three chords, and after that, I wanted to go like crazy with electrics, guitar shreds and stuff, and it was really weird. I was going from one music phase to another. It was from every few years. It was firstly metal, then it was into punk rock, and then it was, and then finally when a mate of ours, what's his name? Yeah, Tom Hagen. Yeah, he got me into the Stray Cats.
Tommy. Yeah.
He used to hang around with us at the Critters. Yeah, he got me. If it weren't for him, I would never got into rockabilly. So he got me into the Stray Cats, and I realised that if you can modernise 50s rock and roll sound of rockabilly music, anything is possible. And
so, that's interesting. So you say that in a way you're kind of you consider yourself to be a progressive songwriter in a sense. You're trying to take an old form and make it advance in a way.
Yeah, some ways. For subject matters, then again,
Music and subject matter either, lyrics, music, the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of trying to blend it all in together. Like if it sounds right together, or if it doesn't. For me, I usually end up like writing, just sometimes just often music that doesn't always add up, but when it doesn't, somehow it just eerily sounds. Somehow, if you can follow what I'm saying, somehow it sounds good, all right, and it may not just add up to other listeners. It may not sound right, but it was at least worth a try. And I don't usually tend to focus too much on trying to make it sound perfect together. But it's a rare case for me when I do make it sound just right together, when it has an appropriate sound to it and appropriate subject matter.
I was just going to say basically that it's interesting because you talk about modernising old sounds. And there's some bands that do that really well. There's a band called you might want to check them out. They're called Diablo Swing Orchestra. They're metal. They're sort of they mix swing music with basically jazz and metal and orchestral music, all four, and it actually works. So it's in a sense they're taking older forms and modernise them, which is kind of what you were saying. Which I was just thinking it's an interesting point. Be interesting to see if there are other like people who have taken rockabilly and are now trying to take it to a new place as well. You know.
Yeah, it's the different. It's the again, it's pretty much with the different song matters. I think there was only one song I can only remember. Keep in mind, this is in the early '80s. Stray Cats did a political song. And you think of mixing politics with rockabilly music. That's a bit of an odd mix because rock and roll was never political to begin with. It was just a crazy, wild music that first exploded in the 50s. And when you think of politics involved in music, you usually think of it on the lines of punk rock or protest folk music. You know.
Yeah.
The song was called "Storm the Embassy." I think it was about if I can remember, but it's about some American hostages that were held in a hostage in Iran, I think. It
was the embassy siege in London.
No, Storm the Embassy. I think it was called Storm the Embassy.
But it was about the Iranian embassy siege in London, and the SS went in there and blew out the windows and saved everyone.
Yeah.
Was there a movie about that?
Yeah, called Who Dares Wins.
Right. Yeah.
That title does sound familiar. Yeah.
A load of terrorists went in and held a load of people hostage.
Mm.
And the SAS went in, blew out the windows, and killed everyone in there apart from the hostages.
Except the hostages. Oh, right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, then you've got 4 minutes left.
Yeah,
So
that's usually
guys have
what
another
happens when you try to do something peacefully.
yeah. So we've only got 4 minutes left. So if you, my co-host, have any other questions, you want to go quickly, I've got one more for you as well. So Nick, you've got anything else to add, or Lawrence?
Well, I was going to ask, you know, given the nature of lockdown is obviously a bit weird for live musicians, you know, like bands like, you know, we can't gig at the moment. Have you got any plans for later in the year to go busking maybe, or any kind of events lined up?
To bust, I would love to go out there and busk, like around where's it? Leicester Square, because you don't require a license for that. You could just show up at an early time and do your thing, and some people will take notice, others will view you as good entertainment, and you just got to make sure your sound doesn't clash with another performer, who's probably just further down the road.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But there was another plan I had. I was going to be playing a gig in Bromley. It was it has a very small live room, and I was booked to play that place, and I was trying to make some ticket sales, but I keep telling the organisation that's the promotion organisation has been just been asking me if I'm still up for playing on this month. But because of this whole lockdown situation, I've been feeling a bit uneasy, because I think I kept asking them to like keep postponing it. So I don't know if it will be postponed or not. We'll have to see.
Okay, well, definitely keep us posted, mate, because I love watching you on stage. You're very natural. You're obviously a very genuine musician. You just play what you like to play, and it comes across. So I can't wait to see you play again, mate. You know.
Yeah.
And if you need a drummer, you know, give me a shout.
I'm always looking for someone who's got the beat, you know.
Well, you know where to find me, mate.
Of course, mate. I'll always let you know.
Yeah, okay. So we got a couple more minutes. I was just going to ask. So I had one other question, which was, do you think, is there anything you can think, or anything you think about the whole topic of what we can do to help the live music and live arts industry during the pandemic? God, did you kind of discuss that already? But I mean, is there anything specific you can think of?
Well, I can only honestly think of I can only think of doing just outdoor gig open mics, probably at somewhere in like a patch of green, like a huge park or something.
That's what you've been doing, actually, to be fair, kind of.
Yeah.
We're building up to that. But yeah, more of those things.
But I'd say probably somewhere where it's not too much of a disturbance, but hopefully maybe at risk, trying to persuade the law of how difficult it is for us musicians, that maybe just give us a chance, maybe for like give us an hour or two, like come into some sort of negotiation.
That's a really good idea. Well, we might consider that. Maybe we could take statements from different people or something, and we could record it, make a compilation.
Yeah.
John, is there anyone who's currently involved in the kind of the modern music charts that you're interested in or not?
What you mean? The modern music charts, as in the mainstream, or
yeah. Or is it? Are you kind of just a retro sort of? Because a lot of people rely on retro music, historic music, because a lot of the stuff isn't coming out these days is either just a remodeling of something that's gone on before, or it's just a load of
yeah.
Well, I do know a few artists who are probably around the times of the Cricketers circuit, around that circuit. But I don't know who I could probably recommend, but only in retrospect, I can't really think of anyone producing a new sound at the moment. But only yesterday, only last Friday, when I did an outdoor gig, I was recommended this guy called. He's kind of a punk metal rocker. His name's Little Jon Crabb. He's from Italy. But yeah, he gave me he gave me one of his cards, and yeah, his name's Little John Guilfrey. That's Guilfrey, Guelfi. I believe it's called.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Send us a link to his stuff, or since you can get in touch there. I wouldn't mind talking to him.
Yeah. He's definitely got his contact details. I can link you to him. He's got Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube Music, all the stuff there. And yeah, there's also another as well. They're called Lady Luck, Letsy, and the Riverside Boys. I say check them out. They're a neo rockabilly group. I've met them, seen them play live once, and yeah, their lead member, Lady Luck Letsy, she's the drummer of the group, and she sings, and she really gets the beat, and she's joined by a guitarist and a double bass player. They do a mixture of originals and covers, but mostly, like when I saw them live, they mostly did old rock and roll covers. So I can only recommend. I can recommend Lady Luck Letsy and the Riverside Boys.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll check them out. I think we'll conclude it there. But yeah, thanks so much for coming and being on one of our video interviews.
Yeah, before you go, Johnny, what's the music you're releasing soon called, and where can we find it?
What's the sing? What?
What's the music you're about to release? Some music, aren't you?
Yes. That's coming up in September. One's a rockabilly song I wrote for a drummer friend of mine, not you, Lawrence, sadly, but I'm getting there. Yeah. It's one I wrote for a female drummer. It's called "He's Got the Beat," and another one that I'm planning to release as a birthday gift. Probably a friend of ours you might know. It's kind of like a comedic, upbeat sort of song, and I'm planning to release that as a surprise song. So yeah, they're both coming out in September.
And where can we find them? Where will they be released on?
Yeah, you can find them on all music platforms. All music platforms. Yeah,
nice.
Okay, great. We have to finish it there, but thanks so much,
Thanks, Johnny.
And we'll see you very soon. Thank you very much for coming on PAC.
All the best.
Thank you. Your face is glowing, mate.
Brilliant. Take care, Johnny. Bye.
But yeah, nice having you on, Johnny.
Yeah, nice to see you, mate. Nice talking.
See you soon.
Bye.
Witnessing my troubles begin to fade away has given me contentment for fortune